Pinterest. Yeah. So now let's try to identify the elements of design on any flyer at all. Let me pick something. Let's pick this one. So you see this, we have the this, I think there was 119 logo. You see the logos, these are all images, right? Then we have the text, right? Then we have, I think there's a shape. We have a shape, then a shape contains images, right? Then this whole thing is a text and also has texture to it, right? Then you have all these being tests. We have there's a shape, yeah. There was a shape I created. You get it? Then these are all tests, right? Then there are some colors and texture on the background, right? So your ability to be able to design or even replicate someone's design depends on your capacity to actually identify the elements of design on that particular work or artwork, and you being able to put them together. Get it? Let me get another one. I think or there was a Gamsu car flyer. Let's use this. So this one too. So you see, there's a shape, a rounded rectangle. There's a shape. There's an image. There's the Gamsu logo, Ashwin logo. So these are all images. Gamsu Kenesi local Ashwin. These are all tests. So when you come in, the emoji here is an image, right? But then there's a bit of texture on top of it. The phone here is just an image. Guess the Christmas song with an emoji. These are all tests. Get it? Then on the background, you can see some kind of Christmas image here. Get it? So you just have to be able to identify the elements of design on that particular artwork. Then you try to understand the concepts and the principles the person used in creating that artwork. Then voila, you'll be able to create any artwork at all, no matter how complex the artwork is. You just have to be able to break down the artwork into the elements of design. Okay, then you'll be able to do anything with it. So let's start. Okay, let me ask. So up to this point, do we have any question, or we perfectly understand whatever I've taught you?
Hello, please, can you summarize everything that you said? My network wasn't good, so I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Okay, yeah. So from the beginning, we've learned about elements of design, and we said elements of design, there are 6 elements: lines, colors, text, shapes, texture, and images. Okay, so for you to be able to design perfectly well, you should be able to know how to blend the lines, colors, text, shapes, texture, and images to be able to create a very beautiful flyer. Apart from the elements of design, you need to also understand the principles behind the design. So in principles of design, we have contrast, harmony, unity. There are lots. I would get you the slide on it. I'm yet to prepare the slides for the principles of design. So you need the elements of design, then the principles of design to actually create appealing flyers. Okay. So to be able to design flyer at all, you just have to be able to know the elements of design you're going to use and the principles you're going to use. So far as you get the principles of design and elements of design in check, you are good to go. Please, do you get it? Sewa, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are going to redesign this flyer. Okay. We are going to redesign this flyer. But then first, let's try to identify the elements of design in this flyer. So we have the logo of the church. This HE, Assemblies of God logo. Then there's this a shape. Then there's this Assemblies of God, Ghana, Gospel Revival, Sumia, Central. These are all tests, right? Then we have this. There's a shape. There's a shape. Then it presents a test, right? Then the image, right? Then these are all tests, right? There's also a test. I think there's the head word of the program. Yeah. So then there's the sacrifice, there's a test, right? Then there's a shape, a rounded rectangle. Then there's a test. There's two is a test. Then these are some sense of okay. Mm, okay. Yeah. So these are all images. Then these are all tests, right? Then these two are images. Yeah. Then voila. Get it. So we are going to recreate this flyer. We are going to recreate this flyer. Okay. But then let me let's close this. Yeah. So let me clear this. Yeah. So when you open Photoshop for the very first time, those of us who are new to Photoshop, when you open Photoshop for the very first time, this how you're going to see it, depending on the version you're using. Mine is 2026 version, but then the difference is not that much. The difference is not that much. But then when you open Photoshop for the very first time, this is what you should see. Welcome to Photoshop. Then, like this, the normal interface you're going to see. So if you want to start any new work, you can go to File, then you come to New, you click on New. Okay. Then voila, you do whatever, you pick whatever you would want. Or there's New here. You just click on it. Depending on the version you are using, I think this button started in 2020 version or so. So depending on the version you are using, you should see the new file button. Or better still, normal IT, Control plus N. Okay, Control plus N would open the new tab for you. Yeah. So please, can we all see this? These places.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah. So now let's go. Yeah. So now let's go through this. So we have the width, we have the height. This is for the units. Yeah. So here you have to be very careful. Anytime you are entering figures here, you have to make sure that you are actually at the right unit. Okay, because 20 centimeters is very far, it's very different from 20 inches. Get it? 30, let's say 30 pixels is very different from 30 millimeters. So you have to be very careful of the size, the units. Okay. Then from there, we have orientation. So let's say maybe you made a mistake and you give the height, the units of the height to the dimension of the height to the width. You can just interchange from here. So let me make it maybe 2000. So immediately you click on it, it just changes up for you on the orientation. Then we have artboard. If you want to actually work on an artboard, when you indicate it, you just have to, it moves. They have resolution. So with resolution, how am I going to get it faster here? Okay, yeah. So those of you who have joined any of my tutorials before, you would realize I use the LED screen for the resolution because I think it's the LED screens and you can actually see it very well. Those of us who have gotten closer to the LED screen at the pharmacy, the one getting to Castleford, those of us who have gotten closer to it, you realize that when you get closer to it, the images, the image doesn't look as clear as when you are very far from the LED screen. You will see some dots. You see that the images are dots, 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 right? Yeah. So the spaces between them is the resolution. Okay. So mostly this is for very large works. So let's say maybe you are designing a billboard. Let's say maybe 100 meters by 200 meters billboard. Those of you who are familiar with units, you would get it. 100 meters by 200 meters. So let me those of you who are not familiar with the units, the heights. Let me let me get this right. Let me get my facts right. Yeah, those of us who actually want to hey, oh, who's Emmanuel Puku, please mute yourself, okay? Yeah, so you let's continue. I'm open. Okay. So the normal room height, okay, so normal room height is like I think 3 meters. Yeah, that's the normal room height. So from the ground or from whatever you've used as your ground floor to the ceiling is 3 meters. So when we are talking about 100 meters, it's like times, let's see, times 30 is like 90. You get it. So it's like we are talking about 30-story building. So when you are doing those kind of big artworks, yeah, that's when you really pay attention to resolution. But then if not, 200, 200 PPI is okay. Yeah. Then have the color mode. I explain the color mode. So the color mode, you have to be very careful. If your artwork is for it's for digital media stuff like you are going to show it on LED screens, on TV screens, you're going to post on social media, you would use the RGB. But then if you're going to print your artwork and you are not very certain on the printer you're going to use, you have to make sure that you are designing in C and YK. Okay. Then you have the other ones, the grayscale, the bitmap, the lab color, those ones. You have to do your own research. I think that's it. Yeah. So let's set our weight to, with that being said, let's start with the actual weight. Okay. So we are going to design in pixels, right? We're going to design in pixels. So let's set our weight to maybe 2,600, then our height to maybe 3,000. We are going to leave our resolution at 200. Okay. Then you click on create. Yeah. So this is the overview of Photoshop. So when you talk about Photoshop, where is Photoshop? You have the tools. These are the tools. So the toolbar. So the tools, it um depends on how your Photoshop has been designed and also the version you are using. Let me clear all settings and I think reset. Yeah. So when you open Photoshop for the first time, this is what you're going to see. Some of you, I think your tools would be, let me get it. Some of your tools would be like this. Okay. Then some too would be like this. You get it here. So you have to know the use of these tools. You have to learn them yourself. Okay. I would get you sites where you can actually learn the use of these tools. But then you don't really have to memorize all the uses. Just start using them. So maybe you pick a week, you pick like 5 tools, maybe the tests, because for the test tool, we're going to use it over and over, like every time we're going to use it. So test, the rectangle, um, the mercury. This one, it depends on whatever you are doing. If you are more into photo manipulation and stuff, yeah, you will need to actually learn about this. I think this, the brush, the clone, you have to learn them yourself, okay? But then as we go on, I would also be talking about them. Any tool that you pick, I'll actually talk about them. Okay. So let's start from I'll need a reference somewhere. I'm using double monitor, so for me, I can get the reference. But those of you who don't have the double monitor, don't let me get. I think my screen is too big, so I can. Yeah. Then let me try to open a flyer. Yeah. So now this our reference flyer. Right. So first we have to create the background. First we have to create the background. So let me bring this in to start charging. Please a moment, okay. Let me check my laptop. It's not charging. I don't know why. So um uh, yeah. So first, let's bring in the cloud because you can see the cloud on the background, right? So first we are trying to recreate our background. This is the background. So we need to actually recreate the background first before we bring in any other stuff. So um let's bring in our cloud. To import image, you just have to drag and drop, okay? Drag and drop it. Yeah. Yes. Then our background, I think the
So,
color
please, I have a question.
okay. Janet.
Any other way to bring the cloud in there without dragging and dropping?
Yeah, the other ways. So you can use, I think, file and then place embedded. Okay. So
Okay,
file place embedded. Then you look for it.
that's it. Thank you.
Your so there are lots of ways of doing it. Okay. So whichever method you are comfortable with, you can use it. I think for the background, the color, you see the color was brown. I want to pick the brown from this. Then I'll get you the hex code. Yeah. So this is the hex code 562514. Let me copy it first. Now let's talk about the hex code. So the hex code is like there's a universal code for designing. Okay, so wherever you are, if you are going to use the same hex code, meaning your color and my color should be the same, you get it. The importance of the hex code is you see, we have companies that have their own brand colors. So the company that have their own brand colors, they use the hex code for uniformity. Because for those kind of big companies, they have about, let's say, 200 graphic designers designing on a particular project or a particular product. Get it? So they need the uniformity. And for you to get the uniformity, you need to use the hex code. So for the hex code, if let's say, I think for white it's FFF. So wherever you are, whatever device you are using, whatever PC you are using, the moment you type FFFF, you are supposed to get the white, no matter what, no matter the PC you are using. But then if we are to rely on just our visual, just on the visuals, it means whatever brown we would use. Let's see this. Let me pick. You see, this is a brown, right? This is a brown. This also brown. The brown is in different shades. In a lot of colors, all the colors have their own shades, tints, um, saturation and all those stuff. So for the uniformity sake, that's why they use the hex code. Okay. So let me get you the whole hex code. Let me paste it on the page for you guys. Yeah. So this is the hex code. Yeah. So let's get back and go back. let's try this.
Please, I have another question.
Then you have
Hello.
the hello.
Yeah. Please, how did you get the background color? I didn't really see how you changed the background color.
Okay, so um, you let's start on the draw. So you pick a rectangle, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Then you click and you drag.
Okay.
Yeah. So to change the color, those of you who are using, I think, from first Photoshop 2023 upwards, you have this the contextual bar. Do you have this bar?
Um, I'm going to check. I'm not sure.
If you can't see it, go to Windows. Then yeah, this is the contextual bar, taskbar. But then it depends on the version you're using. I think it starts this byte from I think from 2023 upwards. So it depends on the software. It depends on the version you're using. So yeah. So you have to make sure that you have enabled
I
it.
have it. Oh,
Those of you those of you who don't have the bar, you can still with the shape activated, the shape tool activated. When you go up here, you can see the fill right.
yes.
You, yeah, so when you click on it, then
Okay.
you click on the second one. So this is for solid colors. This is for gradient colors. That is so the second one, the
Okay.
solid color.
Okay.
Then you click on this. See this multicolored.
Um,
You click on it, you could get this.
okay. Color. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank
Then
you.
you enter the hex code. It goes okay. Voila.
Thank.
So yeah. So now let's try and blend this. Let's try and blend this to the background. Okay. So there are a lot of ways to blend this. There are lots of ways. So I would say it's try and luck. Okay. So let's go this multiply doesn't look like it. Screen doesn't look. Let's go in steps. So multiply, color, linear, dark, light, and screen dodge. Yeah. So you can see that at least the luminosity looks like it's a little bit, right? Yeah. So we are going to use the luminosity. Now we have to actually you see this place. This is a very sharp edge. But then on the image, you can't see that sharp edge, right? So we're going to brush off this edge from it. Okay. So you can activate it. As I said, there are lots of ways of doing this thing. As they say, there's a saying that there are several ways of killing a cat, right? Yeah, that's the same thing. So the one that works for you, you have to learn so many of the ways. Then the one that works for you, you use it. Okay. So to brush it off, with this layer activated, this layer selected, you are going to hit on your mask. Okay. You are going to hit on the mask. So you see this white space here, right? Then you pick your brush. When you pick your brush, there's a brush too. It depends. Sometimes some of you maybe yours will be on the pencil, might be on color replacement, might be on mixer brush too. Make sure you click on the brush too. When you right click on it, you see this drop down. Okay. So you right click, then you select the brush too. Then you come here. So here it's the first part is for selection of the size. Okay. So you realize that the more we increase, the size increases. Right? But then there's another way of increasing it. So on your keyboard, let me see. Keyboard. I want you to see keyboard. Okay, yeah, maybe this one will be better. Okay, so on your keyboard, when you use this key, okay, when you use this key, when you click on it, you realize that the size changes. You see that the size is changing. So it's two keys here. So the one on the left reduces the size, and the one on the right increases the size. Get it? Yeah. So there's another way of increasing the size of your brush. Okay. These two keys. Let me get tissue. So these two keys. Then you have to make sure that your hardness is on 0%. We don't want any hardness at all, so 0. Then you come to general brushes, okay? Then you choose the soft round, okay? Then you make sure it's on the soft round. That's the brush we're using. Yeah. So when you come in, brush off, you can see that it's moving. You can see that we are blending it to the background, right? But then I think I didn't mention this. Make sure the color here is black. So it works in two ways. The white brings the, let me undo this. It works in two ways. When it's on white, it means you want to paint back whatever you've cleared. Then when you want to clear it, you have to make sure it's on black. So it uses just these two colors, white or black. White or black. So if you want to clear something, you just have to make sure that it's on black, then you clear. If you want to bring it back, you move it to white, then you use it to get it. So let's move it to black. Now let's increase the size. We are going to use opacity. Let's reduce opacity to like, so, okay, let me see, 60, and let's clear. Now you can see that it's going off bit by bit. Yeah. So let's reduce the opacity of this whole layer. Okay, so let's move it down to, let's say, I think 70 is better. So now we have this. I think let's go down a little bit. Yeah. So I think 55 is better. So now we have this. Let's create this. It's here. So you can see this elements, these two elements. Okay.
Um,
Let's,
hello.
yeah, Janet.
I understand the part about the brushing and the blending the two together, but I don't. Sorry, I didn't see how you made the cloud appear again before you started blending. I don't know if you understand my question.
Please come again.
After
You
you
brought,
after you
mhm,
change the background color to the brown,
yeah,
and then you added the hex code thing.
yeah.
You see, you made the cloud appeared again, and then you said, like you said, blending the.
Okay, yeah. So Photoshop actually works in layers. Okay. So you see where the my cursor is. These are the layers.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So it's more or less like how you start things. So if this is behind this shape, it means the shape has covered the image. Get it?
okay.
Yeah, so you won't be able to see it. So to be able to see it, unless you move it up,
Unless I move.
you move the image up on top of the shape.
Ah, oh, okay. So you move it from below the shape to above it.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So let's bring in the this kind of fire element. Let's go back to, okay, so I think it's this. So let's bring it in. Um,
And please, last question. No, not last question. I'm sure I'll get another question, but I want to ask a question.
okay.
Please, the hex code, will you send it to us or is something that we are supposed to
I'll
know?
send
Oh, so let's, I'm trying to follow you on like Photoshop. That's why I'm asking a lot of questions.
yeah.
So let's say I'm just trying to see what, if I can do what you're doing. So I can just use anything for now.
Yeah, you can use any code at all.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So um now let's try to create yeah, so that's right. So now let's try to create this. Let's try to create these two. Okay. So this one too is blending. So let's try and see the blend that would match. Screen.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, please, I've not been able to blend the, um, I don't know,
The
the
sky,
down, yeah,
the,
the sky and the
see the
color.
background. So have you been able to change the blend if, I mean, you see, at first, let me get another one. Let me get another screen. So we brought in the shape. You see, after creating the shape, you bring in the sky. Are you at the section? Have you been able to do this?
Yes, please.
Okay. So have you come to the section where we changed it to luminosity?
Well, we changed
The sky to luminosity form. So you see, ideally it should be on normal.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to make sure you change the blend if to luminosity to
Okay.
get this kind of color. So have we been able to do this now?
No, please.
Mm, what's the challenge, please? Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Yeah. So have we been able to do it now?
No, please. Please let me restart the work. It's like
Okay.
I'm confused.
Those who are confused, don't worry. I'm recording the session, okay? So after the whole session, I would send you the video, the recorded session, okay? So that you can
Okay.
actually go through it at your own pace, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. Okay, so back to our work. So we were trying to blend it, right? So this there is no should I say a specific way to go about it. It's like try and luck. So the one that would look like whatever you would want to achieve, that's what you are going to do. Get it. So I think none of these work. We'll see. So let's try reducing the opacity. See something. The opacity didn't work. So let's try something else. Um, we are going to use gradient map, okay, to change the color of this a little bit. So let's when you see these tools here, we have the link, we have the I think this for adding layer style, this for the mask, right? This layer mask. Then we have this adjustment layer. So let's click this. Then use I think gradient map will do gradient map to change the color a little bit. Yeah, but then make sure that you've actually masked this to this image. Okay, so when you click on here, or better still, when you right click, then you go to you should see clip mask, create clipping mask. Yeah, you'll get it. Now, I think this one is too pale. So let's change the color a little bit. This one should get into mode. Then this one should have, I think, a little bit of yellow in it. Yeah. Now, sorry. Now let's go through that same method. And then yeah, I think this one makes it This one's better. So let me see. So let's use the luminosity again. Then we are going to make it blur. So Control plus E would merge this whole thing. So to merge it, you can right click, then you go to merge, merge group. Okay. You can right click, then you go to merge group. What is it? Merge group, or shortcut is Control plus E. Okay. Yeah. Then now you have it as one layer. Then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. So we're going to add a little bit of blur to it, the small one. Okay, there's too much. This is too much. I think this is 11. So let's move to like 10. Let's move to like 9. I think 9 is 9 will be okay. So let's do it 8. Yeah, 8 is okay. So let's move this up. Let's move the same thing. So to duplicate it, you can use Control plus G to duplicate it. So you can select, now we have group 1, they have group 1 copy, right? So let's name it. Let's first name it so you don't get confused. So fire, go. Yeah. So Control plus G will duplicate it. So you can see fire logo copy here. Or when you click on the image, then you hold on Alt on your keyboard. Alt on your keyboard. Let me get the keyboard key, screen keyboard key. I mean this key. When you hold on Alt on your keyboard, this key, you realize that you can duplicate it. Get it, can get a copy of it. Yeah. So let's move this one somewhere and reduce the opacity of both of them. So I think let's reduce opacity first. So let's reduce this. Then let's move it. And reduce this one. Yeah. Yes. Now you see there's these circles in the image. Okay. These kind of rounded circles. So let's kind of create them. You will be using the brush for that. So when you click on your brush, make sure that you are on a new layer. So to create a new layer, you just have to click on the plus here. It creates a new layer for you. So see layer 2. Then you have to make sure that your brush has been selected. Then the color we are going to use. Yeah, let's use this. Then let's create. No, make sure your opacity is 100%. Your flow to is 100%. Okay. I think there's a problem somewhere. Okay, the hardness. Exactly. So we need the hardness to be somewhere, let's see, 50. Yeah, 50 is okay. So let's reduce. let's change the blending to like screen. Yeah. And reduce the opacity a little bit. I think the color we use is not that good. Let's check the color. Let's move to the white section a little bit. Then let's try it again. White, ultra reduce. Let's use the screen. Reduce shape a little bit. Then it's okay. Now let's apply Gaussian blur to it. The edge is too sharp. Can make use of. So whatever I'm doing, it's you don't have any kind of special method or a specific method of doing it. It's the Ibefano. You get it. Well, let's use sunlight. Sunlight, okay. Let's go back to our screen. Yeah. Now let's start with the images. Let's start importing the images. So yeah. So let's bring in Picute. Yeah. So this is the image. Yeah. Okay. So you see the image has something behind it, the background. You have to remove the background from the image. There are several ways of removing backgrounds. There are a lot of ways. So first, first things first, you have to make sure that your image is rasterized. Otherwise, it won't allow you to remove it. So right click, then go to rasterize this layer. Rasterize this layer. Okay. So when you click on it, now the layer is rasterized. Um, one way of so the first way of removing the background, you can use this tool. It's called magic eraser. So those of you who don't have it, think when you right click on the eraser tool, you can click on the magic eraser. Okay. Yeah. So when you click on the magic eraser, you click, then voila, it's cleared. Okay. But then you have to also pay attention to this part, your tolerance. So the tolerance actually tells the eraser how the variety, the variation in colors, you get it. So when let's say let's bump it up to like 99, you get it. So it removes almost the entire colors. So let's move it back here. So let's say it was 120, right? So let's move it to 30. Yeah, you see 30, that's a very great job. But then when it comes here, it moves it. So you can, when you get here, you can just move it down. Five, five, two is not really working. Yeah. So this one way you can use the magic eraser to remove the background. So mostly magic eraser is for single colored background. Okay. Let's say that the background of the Gute or the background of the image is just one color. So white, pure white, black. That one you can use the magic eraser. There's another way. Photoshop itself has an AI for removing the background. So after you've rationalized the layer, if you are supposed to see this remove background, this is the surest way. Okay. So when you click on remove background, depending on how fast the PC is, the background will be removed for you. So let's give it some time. Voila. I hope you can see it. So you can see that the background has been removed nicely, perfectly. Right. Yeah. So this is another way of removing the background. Then let's undo it. Then there's another one, color range. So with the image selected, we go to layer. Sorry, we go to select. Then we go to color range. Then you click on it. So when you click, you can actually see this. The white aspect is the selected section. So if you want more selection, you can increase it. But when you increase it, it will also affect the white here. You get it. So you can reduce it. Then you add your own. You add more to it. Let's click here. Yeah. But then you can see that it has still selected parts of the images. You can see that it was, you see, for this tool, it's whatever section for whatever color you selected, it samples that color out for you. So you write all the section that had that kind of white that you selected, it selects all of them. But then there's a way to go around this. You can undo or let's do it again. Arrange. Yeah, okay. Why? Okay, it's showing where something is selected. So you can use this so to subtract that section. You can hold on Alt. So when you hold on Alt, you realize that now your there's minus on it, right? Instead of plus, it's minus. So you can clear all the section you don't want the selection to affect. Okay, can clear all the section you don't want the selection to affect. I think you've cleared it now. Then you hit on the mask. You get it. So now we realize that that's moved the image out of the background. So to get the image out instead of the background, you see it has inverted the selection. So to get it out, you just have to hit Ctrl plus I. Then voila, your image is back. Get it. So these are I think I've showed you three ways of removing backgrounds, right? So depending on the image, depending on the colors involved in the image and stuff, you have to find your way of removing the background. But then there are also other ways. Now we have AI, you have a lot of AIs that you can use to remove the image without even going through the stress. Uh, let me try. I think background. I think Canva has it. Yeah, Express, Photoshop. Like we have a lot of them added free to it. Yeah, let me try. I think for Express, I've tried Express, so I know for Express it's authentic. So let's bring the image. So let me send the link to this copy. And let me send it to the page. So you guys can try it first. So okay. Yeah. So you can see the background has been moved perfectly. Then you download your image. Let me see. Let's go to production. So let's undo this. Then let's bring in the other one. You can see that the background has been moved perfectly. Get it? Yeah. So please, those times, when AI wasn't that superior, and we have to actually go through that whole process of removing it. But now AI has come, so you can make use of it. So you don't even have to go through all this kind of stress to remove the background. Nah, you can remove it by using the AI. Okay, so let's get back to this. So now let's get back to it. So you realize that the lower button, the bottom of the image has been kind of blended to the background, right? So we would use like how we blended the sky to our background. That's how we are going to blend it. So with the image, you have to first make sure that you've masked it. So when you click on the masking, you see this white space, meaning that you've masked it. Then you make sure your foreground color is black, right? Okay. Then you pick your brush. So when you pick your brush, you have to make sure your hardness is 0%. Your hardness is 0%. Your brush, you are using a soft round brush. Okay. Then you start brushing. Then you start brushing. Then this image is a little big. Let's reduce the size. So you start brushing. You make sure that you are brushing. You are not brushing here. You're not brushing on this. Check on the layer button. Check. You're not brushing on this. When you brush, let's try brushing on that brush black. Or the image wasn't moisturized. So let's try brushing. Can you see what we're doing here? So it just pastes the black color on it. That's not what you want. So you have to make sure that you are not brushing here on the first one. You are brushing on the mask. There's a mask. Okay. So when you select it, when you click on it to select it, then you start. This is too sharp. When it's too sharp, you can reduce it by using opacity. Good evening. So you can use opacity. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you can see we've brushed it perfect. Now we are going to write this stuff. So we're going to a test. See, the reason I didn't start from test, I wanted us to finish with the images, then move on to a test. That's why I didn't start by using the test. So let's bring in this image, the one here. So for that one too, let's bring it. You click and drag. Then you rasterize the image. Then let's use this move background. Yeah, so it's done. But then, I think, okay. So those of us who took our um Lightroom class serious, those of us who have photo editors, we have an advantage here. We didn't edit the image. So let's add some touches to the image. Okay, let's add some touches to this. So when you select the image, you make sure that you haven't selected the mask, but the image itself, because you are adding touches to the image and not the mask. You select it, you go to filter. I'm it's like I am overloading you with a lot of information. I know that, but then that's why I said I will record this. I'm recording it. Okay, so after the session, I would send you the recorded version. Okay, so that you can actually follow it at your pace. Okay. With the image editing, Camera Raw is just like Lightroom. Okay, camera is just like Lightroom, so it's not anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can see we have the exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, white, blacks, just like when you open Lightroom. However, you're going to see it. So let's boost the contrast a little bit, reduce the shadow, reduce black, add a bit of texture, add a bit of clarity, move down to sharpening, add a lot of sharpening. It's too much. Then noise. Let's remove the noise. Let's remove color noise. Yeah. And then sharpening. Then this better. I don't know. Let's see if you can change it. So photo editors, you should know that orange actually controls the skin tone of the subject or of any the picture you have. So you realize that when you try to see when you try to do anything, it affects the skin, right? So orange affect the skin tone. So let's boost. Should we make it? Let's tone it down a little bit. Now let's go to the hue. Then it's still on the orange. We bring it back a little bit. No, it's going to it. So let's move it like this a little bit. Then receive. So for this, the moment you close it, it kind of applies to the artwork. So now see, you can see there's a little bit of difference, right? So let's see if let's press an OK. Then let's wait for it to update. Voila. Now let's do same to this image. So you go to filter, you go to camera raw. Yeah. So for this, let's use the our image as a guide. So yeah, so let's use the image as a guide. Let's add a little bit of exposure, increase the shadow, but then move the black down. Let's boost the haze. Then let's move down to sharpening. Sharpening. Add, um, move the noise, then color noise. I think that's okay. Very good. Okay. Yeah. So now let's see. I think we use blending. So let's try to blend. Let me see. Yeah. I think that's the blending we used. Then so let's leave it like this. Okay. So we should reduce the size. I think then we brush off. So we pick our brush. Let's, yeah. So now let's start with our test. So it's NSS. So AENESIS. So the font is Cambode. I've sent you guys the font. Okay. Oops. Okay, commode. So this is the font. Let's make it white and increase the size. Yeah. So yeah. Then let's tracking. Yeah. And then this looks too bold. So let's move. So let's try and get the text itself, the text tool. So when you go to view, no window, you're supposed to see character. So that when you activate the character here, you can now have access to this whole thing. So let's remove the bold from it. So we are using this NSS. Then you see there's this small rectangle here. So let's create that. So when you pick rectangle, hey, did I say rectangle? Sorry. There's this small triangle here. So when you pick it, let's use any color tool because after that we are going to use gradient overlay on the whole thing here. So NSS. Then now you see there's a gradient overlay on the test, right? But then for test, you can't use gradient overlay on test. Test has only the solid color. Okay. So to use the gradient overlay, unless you use the blending option. So let's group this. Control plus G groups it. Or right click. You select both of them. You right click, then go to new group. Okay, new group from layers. Okay. Wow. So yeah. Then you double click. So you can to open this, the to open the layer style. Okay. So to open the layer style, you can double click to open it, or you can right click, then you there should be blending options. Then click on blending options. Okay. Yes, so now you have this. Then you choose a gradient overlay. You have to make sure you take it first. Okay. Then you click on it. Gradient overlay. So let's create our own gradient. So to create your own gradient, you click on the gradient. When you click on it, you see it. Then you pick from here. So this is the first color. So it was a little bit orange. So let's see. Let's use this. Then on this side, it was a little bit was yellow. Wow, blue. So let's use this. I think now we need to go down a little bit. Then new. Okay. So I do this to get the sample of the color that you've created. So you see, I have a lot of them here. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? think we have to change it a little bit. This too much. Okay, so I think this is better. Yeah, I think this is better. Then the circle the 25. So just create a circle. So for the circle, you right click, then use the ellipse. You hold on your shift for you to be able to draw an even circle. So you see when you just click, you say the circle is not even. So when you hold on shift, you should get the even circle. So let's say this side should be okay. Then let's change the fill to gradient. And yes, okay. Or I think let's change the gradient a bit. So go in deeper. Okay. I think the circle is a little bit big, so let's reduce it. Now let's add a test. So 25 apostrophe 25. If I'm getting this, don't worry. We just have to change the font. So I think the font was New York's. Yeah, so let's use this. Sleep. Reduce the size. So let's use 15. Is 15 okay? Yeah. So let's use 15. I think 15 is so big, so let's make it 12 or 11. Let's make it 11. 11 is too small, so 30. Yeah, 13 is better. Yeah. So now we have the INSS 2025. So to center this to the shape, to the ellipse shape, you can select the 20, the 25, then the ellipse. Then, see, the moment you select it, you should get this. Then you center. Yeah, you are done. So, sacrifice of worship. So we type sacrifice of worship. We are using the fonts. Come on. Yeah. Then let's pick this color. It's a bit faint. And increase the size a bit. Yeah. So now let's see if all these stuffs are okay at the center. I think everything's at the center now. So I think we are left with the dates. Yeah. So yeah. Let's change this to this and change the other one. Go. Yeah. Add the now this is not one day. What's it? They will answer that. So let's add the theme to it. So theme. The theme is look. We are using the neurons again. Yeah. In the so let's draw video. So let's use video. Then let's pick this color. Yeah. Then this one is so let's increase the volume. So okay. Then another test for the team. Make me oh, that's white, right? So make it light. Okay. So let's now let's bring in the icons. Okay, so I'm going to show you where to download the icons. I mean these stuffs. Sorry. More section. So I mean these things. Let me show you how to download them, where to get them from. So when you come to class, this and go to flaticons.com. Whatever icon you need, whatever icon at all. So we need calendar. So we need the calendar icon. Yeah, so let's download this. So let's click change to download. File. Let me get this thing. Yeah. Then let's download I think the time. I think it's past 7, but then you'll be done soon. Don't worry. So the time. Then I think it was dates, time, okay, venue, so location. Um, let's use this. Yeah. So we are done downloading them. So let's import them into. Yeah. So let's import them. So you can select all of them and import them into Photoshop. So okay. So yeah, I think it's okay. Then let's arrange them. I think the venue was the last one. Then I think the date is first before the time. Right. Let's go back to our reference. Let's go back to our reference player. Okay, here. Yeah, so okay, so I think this is better. Now let's get the gradients overlay for all of them. To copy it, you just have you can hold on Alt, okay. Then you click on this and transfer it to the next one. Get it. Then hold on Alt and you transfer it to the next one. Yes, then you're done. So let's make sure that they are all in line. Yeah. Then let's add the date. So, oh, sorry. 1, 2. So the date is Friday 19th, right? December 2025. So I think light. So let's change the color to white. Let's move all these stuff up. Then let's reduce the size. Okay. Let's use a font size. Let's give it I think 10 will do. Yeah. Or 10. So let's make it 18. I think it is too small. Let's make it 9. Then increase the tracking. Yeah, this one is better. Okay. So let's copy it for the rest. So the rest is 5 p.m. So there's 5 o'clock p.m. From Let's get this in this one. Both. Then same for the location. The location is church. Church premises. Premises. Could see road of Acre. Mechanization. Okay. So I think let's move this one. So now we can group these. So when you group this, so there's for dates. Then let's group this and name it time. Then let's group this. Then let's group this. Then name it venue. Okay. So now I can change this to group. So when you click, it picks a group here. So this is very fun. So let's bring it close. Now let's select everything. Then we center the whole thing. So I think okay, so what caused it was this. So let's keep everything order. Then this one too. Let's group it. I think we put it away, so let's center it. Okay, I think it's at the center. Then so the other details, let's move down to so I think let's bring this. Let's add some kind of let's brush off something. Around age something to anything I say. Get it. So I think okay, this time it's good. Should go down. Thank you. Yeah. So now we are done with I think almost everything. Right. So yeah, it's lyrics they present then logo. ATCM logo. Let me see if I can get ATCM logo. So assemblies. So let's copy this, copy and paste. Control plus. Now you can clear the background. That's all we're watching. So white. Let's go back to our color. Okay, so the background is white. So yeah, and the Jacolan, say your cover, I say, who's who is just. Oh, my, who wanted to why I didn't know so many. So
I saw so back. Yeah, friends. About job. I saw who. What about him? Martin. We asked them, hey, because I found a number and man, was also Mama found a number. Eh? I didn't need to know who nipa. I didn't say some much of some new things. I didn't. They say for number and mammy, me have a friend. The friend has also say, Mammy, free you are. Now, who would have the brand or no one fair? That is now. That's all friend in the field.
then the last one in the present.
Monday and they pay. Monday. And then 3 days more.
So let's use
You guys is the next Monday in Yankasa.
let's create another one. So the other one, let's increase. Then we deactivate this and activate the. So let's make it like 2. Then we use this. Yeah. So we can select both of them.
Yeah.
Then so presents. We make let's use 10. Yeah, so I think this is the last one. We are done. We are done for the day. So I think let's use the 5. The 5 is okay. And let's change the spacing to maybe 150. Okay. Then let's center everything. Okay, so the spacing is too small.
Yeah. Oh, repeating. Some
Yeah. So now you've been able to recreate the flyer. It doesn't it doesn't look exactly like it, but then closer to it, you get it. Yeah. So far as we're able to identify the elements of design on the artwork, so the images, the texts and stuffs, you can find your way around it. I think the rest of them is not any big deal. Let's say if you want to insert an image on your artboard, you can go to Google. Can go to Google and type maybe how to insert. This is how you learn actually. So this is how to insert image into Photoshop. Photoshop and press on enter. You will get the process easily. Okay, when you read you can't understand it, you can go to videos. You can go to videos, then you watch the video on how to do it, and you would get it easily. You get it. So far as you're able to identify the elements of design on the artwork, that is the very first step, and that's the most difficult aspect of it. But so far as you've been able to identify those elements, you are good to go. You get it. Yeah. So I think here is where we'll end. We would end here. Then we'll continue next time. So I think we would meet on Friday too, right? Yeah. So we would end here. Then we meet on Friday. So have a great night. Okay. If you have any question, I'll by tomorrow the video will be in. So if you have any question, you can ask. Okay. My number is on the page. So if you have any question, you can ask on the page. Or you can ask your media head, Clement, too. So have a great night. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.